So there is no gold chart behind me as a background this week, and that is intentional because I'm sure that a lot of people were very disappointed in the move that gold made, or at least you were probably shocked. So that's just one of the things we will look at today, as well as the major US pairs. And be sure and stay all the way to the end because I have a great free bonus for you. You don't want to miss out on that. So let's go ahead and get started with the regular weekly analysis that I do this week, starting on the 29th of April. We have 2 more days in April and then 3 days in May. So 4 months of this year already gone. As usual, we look at the news, the high impact news, the profit and loss, the pending orders, and we will cover forexfactory.com. And I do all of this just to help you make profit in your Forex trading, and I hope you are making profit. Please let me know in the comments below, and if there's anything else that you would like to hear me analyze, just let me know and I will be glad to do that. So the forexfactory.com calendar, first of all, it is totally full this week. All right, with the end of April and the beginning of May, we have a full-on calendar of high impact news, and you can see all the highlights I've got here for you. Many items on the US dollar, the US economy, and several on other currencies, the Swiss franc, the New Zealand dollar, the Canadian dollar. But the main things we need to be watching out for, of course, are the ones I have highlighted for you. And for sure, the big one is the FOMC, all right, which is on Wednesday after midnight in Southeast Asia. And then, of course, on Friday, being the first Friday of May, we have the non-farm payrolls. And both of those are movers and shakers as far as commodities and currencies go. So be sure and check forexfactory.com for your local times and be aware of all of these high impact news items that are coming out and will affect your trading this week. So let's look at the profit and loss that we had from the trade setups which I shared with you last week. How was your trading last week? I only have 2 charts to share with you. If you watched last week's video, you remember most of the currencies I had no trade set up and only a couple of items that we were looking at. And first of all, of course, is gold. But as always, I always share the DXY with you. That's the dollar index. That's the US dollar compared with 6 other major currencies to show us the strength or weakness of the US dollar. And the US dollar has been moving up for the last several months, but you can see here the last couple of weeks, it's been a little bit indecisive. It's been neutral, not making really any direction at all. In fact, on Friday, it closed just about where it opened on the previous Monday. So pretty blasé movement with the US dollar, but that's likely to change this week with that full calendar of high impact news items that we have coming out. Okay, and now let's jump over to the gold chart. And unfortunately, this one hit the stop loss. We've had 2 or 3 great weeks of fantastic profit with gold and expecting gold to continue to move up. I had a buy limit at 23.80. And when we woke up Monday, things just did a complete topsy-turvy. And we lost 1,000 pips on just Monday and Tuesday. It went down to the 38 Fibonacci level on Monday and then continued down on Tuesday to the 0.5 Fibonacci level, where it found support and then started to come back up, came back up to the 38 Fibonacci level, and then broke above that towards the end of the week. And now the 38 Fibonacci level is our support level. But we'll look at that in more detail when I share the pending orders with you. So gold hit our stop loss. It does happen occasionally. We can't complain about that. We've had 2 or 3 great gold, but last week it hit the stop loss. And then the UJ was another one that I talked about in last week's video. And if you see that yellow arrow there, that's where the video was made. And I said to wait and see, because on Friday last week we had the Central Bank of Japan making a big announcement whether they were going to support or not support the Japanese yen. And obviously they came out with some really bad news. All right, and incredible. You know, it's just, it's amazing how there's so much weakness in the Japanese yen. It just continues to surprise me. We're looking at about 158 now. I think we can come back in 12 months and probably the UJ is trading around 200 yen to the dollar. It wouldn't surprise me that what we've seen the last year is just astonishing. So I told you to not do anything, to wait and see. At least that's what I was doing. I said, if you want to trade the UJ during the week, you can. We were waiting on that news. I was expecting that the central bank would come in and support the Japanese yen and we would see a bearish move on the UJ, but that was absolutely not what happened. We saw on Friday after the news was released from the Central Bank of Japan that the UJ just took off like a ballistic missile. So that's where we are now, and let's see how it continues on. So with the pending orders that I have in place, this is what I do to help you make profit, is to share my trade setups with you. And this is not financial advice. Remember that. This is not financial advice. Definitely not. 100% not financial advice. I'm not encouraging you or suggesting or recommending that you take these same trades. You can if you want, but that's totally up to you. It's up to you to manage your own account, to use good risk management, and most importantly, to protect your capital. So the first one we look at is gold. All right, and after seeing that correction or that elevator move down in the beginning of last week on Monday and Tuesday, we're starting to see the continuation of the strength of gold, the bullish movement that we've been seeing for a couple of months with gold. And so I have a buy limit. All right, let's let it pull back a little bit to our 38 Fibonacci level, and that's between 23.24 and 23.28. It's a range. There's no magic number. There's no magic line where you can enter the trade. It's a zone where it might pull back to. We might see a correction to that zone, that area. So be ready to take a buy order at 23.24 to 23.28. And this is all about, if you've been watching the news at all or keeping up with what's going on in the world, why are we seeing these big moves on gold for the last few months? Well, it's the central banks buying gold, building up their reserves. Because of the debasement, the devaluation of currencies worldwide, and the central banks know that they need some kind of alternative, some kind of diversification. So the central banks, especially China, has been buying the biggest. All right, they're buying tons of gold the last few months. And this is what's pushing the price up, and we're likely to continue to back up to 2,400 where we have already been, and then perhaps beyond that to 2,500. Some analysts are saying $3,000 per ounce this year. So that's gold. Buy limit between 23.24 and 23.28. And then we have the Euro US, a sell limit at 1.0740. The Odd US, a sell limit at 0.6550. The New Zealand US, a sell limit at 0.5960. The Pound US, a sell limit at 1.2525. I believe there used to be a song about that, in the year 2525. The USD CAD, this is neutral. The USD CAD is neutral on both the 4-hour chart and the day 1 chart. Okay, so definitely no clear direction on the USD CAD, so no trade on that one. And the UJ, well, yes, as I've said many times, you can probably throw a dart at the board, wake up, buy the UJ, and end up in profit. But we need to be careful because of this huge move up. All right, there's bound to be, not guaranteed, but bound to be a retracement, a correction, and it could be at our first support level, which is 157.65, or the next level, 156.80. CAD is a sell limit with the entry price at 1.4637. And as always, I share my Bitcoin chart with you. As you know, I do not trade Bitcoin. I don't buy and sell crypto at all, but I do buy Bitcoin on a dollar cost average basis as an investment in a great digital asset for the future. And when I took this chart, this screenshot of this chart, it was trading around 62,000. 10 days ago or so, we did get down to around 59,000. So not really much exciting movement with Bitcoin, pretty much up and down, but stable. So we just let this play out, see how it goes. I continue to buy once a week on a dollar cost average basis. This is a great investment in digital assets for the future. This is something you want to invest in for the next 4 or 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and beyond that. It is going to turn out to be very, very lucrative, and everybody knows that. It's just Bitcoin is Bitcoin. All right, it doesn't go up like a rocket. It trades pretty much like everything else. It's very volatile. That's why I don't trade it, but I do invest in it. So that's the Bitcoin chart. And now for the bonus that I promised you. This has been doing very well. I've been offering this for about 2 months, and it's a free Forex trading course for beginners. This is a video tutorial. It's on my website. It's about 10 videos. And if you'll just notify me that you want to start this course, the link is below this video in the description. You join the Telegram group where you will find the link for the course, the link for the recommended broker. It's very, very easy to get started, and it's absolutely free, no obligation. This will help you get set up in a proper way and get started with Forex trading. Okay, that's it for me for this week. The weekly analysis starting on the 29th of April 2024. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it helps you. And if you would like to get regular notification of these weekly analysis, which I do every Sunday before the market opens, just be sure and subscribe to the channel and click the little bell so you'll be notified when I make these videos. All right, see you again in the next video. This is Rick Ray signing off.